Collective. God, I hate when my throat does that. I'm still like getting rid of don't even want to talk about it. It's gross. It's not attractive. It's unladylike. I'm human. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a great weekend, that you did everything you wanted to do. You saw everybody you wanted to see. You avoided everyone you wanted to avoid. It was everything that you needed it to be. And if it wasn't, I hope that this week makes up for it. Okay. So, gosh, I hate when my throat does that. And then I didn't bring tea. I got ginger ale because my tummy's acting up. You know, yesterday I went to the movies and I saw The Housemaid. It was good. I mean, it was a good movie, you know. It was my first movie of 2026, and I can't complain. And this weekend was pretty productive, you know, for me. But I digress because today I want to do a reading that's basically a message that you need to know. And I went into my coffee cup oracle deck from Amira Salon, and we have 4 cards that came out. We have Tree, Stability and Growth; Dove, Peace and Serenity; Flowers, Romance and Sweetness; Success and Pride with Crown. So these messages can culminate into one main message, or they could be separate messages that I'm going to be clarifying with tarot. So I'm going to pull out my tarot deck right now. And in case we have any love messages, I have some love message decks, stuff that we could clarify even further. We're just going to play it by ear to see what comes out. And I am so annoyed by the fact that I'm doing this. Hold on a moment. I'm going to mute the mic. Some of you may be having issues with your throat chakra. Maybe there's something that you need to spit out, you know, something that you've been holding back on saying or communicating to someone that really needs to come out. So that might be a side message for someone out there. One of my favorite things to drink is ginger ale. And right now I'm drinking the Schweppes dry grape ginger ale. So good. I wonder what's your favorite ginger ale, if you have a favorite ginger ale. I like the green tea one is good. The peach one is good. There's even a black cherry one. Ooh, has anyone ever tried the bold ginger ale? That one is like kind of spicy, and you got to be careful when you drink it because it could burn your throat. It's like when you eat like jalapeno chips, you know, chips with jalapeno seasoning, and then you go to bring it in your mouth and you inhale, and then the dust just like, and then you just start coughing up a lung. Okay, with this tree, that's indicating that some of you are going through a period of growth, or you're stabilizing in some situation. It could be a situation that has taken a lot of time, has been a long overdue process, or a long process, because trees take a long time to grow, to develop roots, to really set down roots. So it could be something that you're really deeply settled in. And it could have to do with you maintaining some peace. Maybe you've had years where there was a lot of instability. You weren't exactly sure how things were going to be for you. And that may have brought disharmony and a lot of anxiety and distress. And now it's like you're entering into this place where you're now feeling more at peace, you're feeling more at ease, and maybe even feeling really good and have your heart more open, where you're more loving and caring and generous than you probably have been in the past, you know. And I think with this transition that you've been going through, you might have been working towards something specifically, and it could be something that you really care about too, when it comes to flowers. And flowers do take time to grow as well. So maybe some of you have been like blooming in your personal life, in your professional life, and now you're more proud of yourself than you've ever been. You're seeing more success, or you're reaching certain achievements that you have been working very hard on, but that required you to have a lot of faith, to have a lot of be stable within yourself, maybe even outgrow certain patterns or behaviors that may have hindered you in some way. And it could have to do with you learning how to be at peace within yourself and within any situations that may be out of your control. But we all know that the only thing we have control over is our reactions. So maybe some of you are at this place where you're not as cold or bitter, and you're entering an area or this phase in your life where you feel more calm and more heart-centered. I hope that makes sense. But we're going to clarify these messages separately, and then all together we'll see what this may mean if it all connects, with the tarot. So can I get something about Spirit Angel Guides? Thank you so much to provide messages for the collective that is for the highest and greatest good. What messages do they need to know at this time that is for the highest and greatest good? So this is so funny because the Four of Wands came out, and the Four of Wands is about stability. It's about celebration. It's about coming together. It's almost like the Six of Wands, but it's like more has to do with stability. And now, when I look at this card, it shows different women and in different ways. They have different hair, they have different bathing suits on, they have different postures. So maybe this is like right now you're entering this phase where you feel very secure. It's like you're in a way different than what you've been in the past. Some of you may have a physical transformation too. You may be experiencing that in some way. You may be connecting more with members of the same sex. I'm not saying you're gay or anything, and there's nothing wrong with being that, because they're the rainbows of our lives. Gay people are the rainbows of our lives. The good gay people. I mean, we have some bad people that just happen to be gay, but that goes without saying. People are bad. They don't got nothing to do with their sexual preference. But we're not talking about PDF people. They're a different breed, different species, in my opinion. But the Four of Wands, it's like maybe some of you are connecting more with members of the same sex in the way that you're like more friendships. You're developing more friendships, connections, and networking. And that's what's going to help you with your stability too. Anything else about the tree and anything more? Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like you're entering this phase. Like I said, it's like you're more calm, but this has to do with the dove. But it's like you're more calm, cool, and collected. You're not letting things phase you as much as they may have in the past. You may be outgrowing certain behaviors. Like I mentioned, you may have been very reactive, and now you're just like, whatever, I'm going to smoke my cig and that's it. And it's like I said, it's like you've outgrown something possibly. I didn't say that before, but it's like you're outgrowing something, certain behavior. Because when I see this Knight of Pentacles in this deck, he looks very calm, cool, collected. He looks so unbothered. He's like, yeah, that's what you say, but he's giving Humphrey Bogart. That's HG. IB, Ingrid Bergman, Casablanca. That's a flower. I believe it's a white flower. Well, Blanca is in it, so I'm assuming it's a white flower because Blanca, Casablanca. White House. Let's see. Okay. Tell me about the Dove card. Tell me about peace and serenity. Strength. Well, I know there's no bear on this, and there is a bear card in the Coffee Cup Oracle, but I thought I'm thinking poke the bear. I feel like some of you may have maybe experiencing or have experienced people who like to antagonize you. They want to antagonize you to get a reaction out of you. But then it's like some part of you, like I said, it's like you outgrew something. You outgrew being overreactive. And now you're at this place where you feel more fierce. You feel more strong. You don't have any more fear. You know how to tame that wild, animalistic side of you, the part of you that may be very reactive, that primal part of you that goes on the defensive. You're now being able to be more calm when it comes to certain situations where people may be trying to antagonize you. Anything else? It's like you found some sort of inner balance within yourself. And this may have been cycles where, you've gone through different phases, but it's like you've gone through the same karmic cycle where it's like everything repeats. But then it's like every time you experience a similar situation, it's like you're learning how to navigate it better than you've had in the past. This card came out. Yeah, see, this is about peace. Like you're moving towards peace. You're not allowing anybody to fuck with your peace. Wow. Some of you may be embodying a Queen of Cups energy, but with the Nine of Cups, it could be, you may be sitting in this energy where you're feeling more loving, more compassionate. You're more at peace. You're emotionally fulfilled and satisfied. You feel happy with where you are right now. You're at peace. You're in acceptance of where you are right now. So it's like, regardless of your gender, you're just sitting pretty, Okay, so what is this flowers card? Tell me about flowers. Okay. Not 10 of Cups. Yeah. Happiness, feeling this emotional stability. You feel like you have everything you need, everything you want and everything you need. You feel content. You feel complete. Romance, sweetness. I feel like it's like maybe you're being very romantic and sweet with yourself. You're being more compassionate with yourself, taking care of yourself. That may be where this inner harmony is coming from. But I have the Eight of Swords here with the Emperor. I feel like this has to do with you overcoming any self-limiting thoughts that may have controlled you, because the Emperor is someone who's controlling, but we have the Eight of Swords. So you could have been dealing with someone or you may have been overthinking about a connection with an Emperor energy, where you've been wanting this love and peace and harmony and everything's like honky-dory, But I feel like you're taking control of your thoughts, because your thoughts are your reality. Your thoughts create your reality. And you know that if your reality is, or what you truly want is romance and happiness and to be in a loving connection, or just simply being at peace with where you are in your life, it's a matter of you taking control of those thoughts, those self-limiting thoughts, the thoughts that keep you trapped in possible old cycles where you were overreactive. You may have been aggressive. You may have been primal. But it's like right now, it's like your harmony, your peace and harmony is the most important thing. And you probably are coming off very sweet and caring to other people as well. You may be even getting flowers, meaning somebody is acknowledging you, it's reminding me of the Lenormand deck, the flowers card, the bouquet card. Is actually gratitude. You may be, gratitude. That's what I'm thinking. Some of you are very grateful with where you are in your life. You're very grateful for what you have in your life. And you know that just as long as you continue to have those positive thoughts, and you take control of your thoughts and have the thoughts of what you want, what you wish for to come to fruition, that it can come to you, but it also helps soften you in the sense that you're not coming off as brash or cold or detached as you may have in the past, or possibly, like I said, very animalistic or primal. Okay. Tell me about crown. Tell me about Crown. That card just fell. Page of Wands. So some of you are now curious about something. There's something that has caught your attention, something that it lights a fire under you. It makes you happy. It's something that it's something that fun that you may be considering doing. Or this could be the child aspect of yourself. Let's see. Maybe you've done something to help your inner child, like help heal your inner child. Tell me about the Page of Wands with the Crown. With success and pride in the Page of Wands. With the Page of Pentacles. It's like you're pursuing something. You may be getting an offer or communication about an offer that's going to make you excited, happy. It's good news. It could have to do with a job. It could be about money coming to you in some way. But with this offer that's coming in, it's one that's going to bring growth. Pentacles indicate stability, something that has, can stand the test of time, but also has the potential for growth with the Page of Wands. So we're looking at this because these pages are holding like the aces, the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. The Hangman is something that you may have been putting on a shelf. That's what came to my mind. You've been putting it on a shelf, something that, it's something that you've been contemplating for a significant amount of time. And it's so funny because this is the 12th Arcana. And it's funny. Before I was pre-shuffling these cards, the dog came out. And then it made me think of the Chinese zodiac. And each sign, it's every 12 years. It's their turn, right? So, because there are 12 zodiac signs, right? And, in astrology, Western astrology, we have the 12 signs, and it's every month, right? Every 30 days. But with the Chinese zodiac, it's like 1 year is for one specific zodiac sign. So I don't see any Chinese zodiac animals here, but 12 is significant. So this could be something that you've probably been thinking about for the last 12 days, 12 weeks, 12 months, or even 12 years, Depending on your age, it's probably something that you've been considering since you were a child. Maybe you were 12 years old. But it's like there's going to be an opportunity that's going to come in, good news that has to do with finances and shows growth and potential, something to be excited about. But what is this exactly? Because with the Crown card and these Pages of Wands pages coming out, it's indicating it's something that is going to bring you success. And it's going to possibly be something that makes you proud. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like a job or money or anything, but it could just be something that maybe a personal goal that you reach that you're going to be proud of yourself for, that you're going to feel like you're a success. You may be crowning yourself or someone else may be crowning you. Well, tell us more about this. Tell me more. Oh, at the bottom of the deck, I didn't share this with you. At the bottom of the deck has the Scarab card. And it says nourishment and transformation. So this has to do with taking care of yourself, self-care, but also evolving. Maybe there's some personal transformation coming in. And it could involve, I wanted to say luck too, because the scarab can be considered a symbol of luck, prosperity. But it is transformation as well. So we have the Knight of Wands. It's the Knight of Wands energy. So this is someone who is very fiery, passionate, somebody who flits to and fro, is very active, moves around. So if this is involving, you can have a fire sign. The signs that I see here are Leo, Aries, Pisces. With the major arcana. But we do have earth sign with pentacles, excuse me, water sign with the Queen of Cups, Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. And let's see, the Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So fire sign energy. And the Hangman's Pisces. I want to know who is this Knight of Wands? Is this a person? The Knight of Wands. Who is the Knight of Wands? What is the Knight of Wands? I mean, since we have the Emperor card, it could be about you leveling up, taking control of your own happiness with the Emperor and the Flowers card. Or it could be somebody coming towards you. It could be a romantic reading. Tell me about the Knight of Wands when it comes to Crown. The Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands indicating like there's growth. We mentioned growth. Whatever communication you're coming in with, it's going to, like I mentioned, growth, right? So there's going to be some sort of level up for you. It could be a change in your confidence. Maybe your approach to certain things. It could be something that's very exciting to you. Ten of Swords came out with the Three of Swords. Ten of Swords with Three of Swords. So this has to do with something painful that you've experienced. The Knight of Wands. Okay. So the Knight of Wands may have indicated that a place where you were before, where I mentioned overreactive, and it's like something that you had to outgrow. And that's where the level up could be. So the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Wands could be some where you were very reactive. You may have been very, indecisive, possibly non-committal to something, but now it's like you're now wanting to commit to something. And whatever it is that changed your perspective, maybe you realize that being in this Knight of Wands energy caused you more heartache and stress, and it was something that it needed to end in order for you to reach this level of success or pride that success or crown that is coming towards you. It could be something like some of you may have been very hot-headed. We did have the Eight of Swords, so maybe some of you may have been very trapped in your own thoughts, because in the bottom of the deck, the card, it says enslaved man, enslaved woman. So some of you may have been a slave to your thoughts, a slave to your fears, a slave to your past. And now, oh wow, the Sun came out. It came out in the reverse. It flipped out in reverse. So when you were in this energy, you were not happy. You were unhappy. So you know that this type of behavior needed to end for you in order for you to be happy, for you to see the light, for you to see things from a brighter perspective. Because the energy or perspective that you were looking at things was in a negative way. And it stunted you in some way. It may have blocked you from opportunities and blocked you from growth. But you had this realization that you were enlightened to the fact that you needed to change those double tendencies in order to bring success into your life. So that may be where all of this is coming in, where this is all connecting, where you've learned how to tame your inner beast, and you know how important it is for you to be in a stable place, but the stability has to come from within. The peace has to come from within, because there are things that are beyond our control that may cause us to react in a certain way, but the only thing we do have control over is our own reactions. So it's like this transformation that you have for yourself is causing you to level up with the King of Wands. See, we have the Page of Wands here. We have the Knight of Wands. And look at the King of Wands at the bottom. So that's indicating that you've grown, You've learned how to channel that energy in a more conductive, productive, creative, and constructive way that benefited you. You know the importance of staying calm, cool, and collected in situations that may be very fiery, that may antagonize you, even people that antagonize you. You understand that you are the master of your own happiness and peace. You took control. And you're looking at things from a different perspective. You're looking at things from a positive perspective, but from what you bring to whatever situation you're involved in. You know that whatever you bring to the table, regardless of what's going on, is what's going to bring stability for you. You know that no one can destabilize you unless you give them that power. And if you've leveled up, or this is the advice, you need to level up. Once you're able to gain that power and control, you're going to be unshakable. You're going to be strong. You'll be calm, cool, collected. You're going to be at peace. You're going to get everything that you ever wanted. But it's just a matter of you taking control and not letting other people who have control over you and your reactions. And that's where growth and stability will come in. This is where the success will come in. This is where the personal, I don't want to say pride, but where you become more proud of yourself because of the changes you've made, the transformation you made within yourself. So this is a different type of reading. It's not romantic at all, and I don't mind it, because not everything is about other people. It's most likely, everything starts with us, I'm going to say this, like today at work, some student came, no, actually they called, and, I'm explaining to them what the issue is. I have no control over it. But the thing is, when you're talking to someone and then they're angry or they're agitated, it's like you feel that. And it's like, I'm like, the conversation, there's no point in this conversation anymore. I told you everything I needed to tell you. And, you weren't happy with it. So I don't think there's anything more to say. So I'm going to end this call, which is what I did. But I was getting flustered because I'm like, what does she want me to do? Does she want me to pull somebody out of my twat, for her to get her resolution when it's beyond my control? So this could be a message for me, but I know there's other people who resonate with this too. So I hope it was helpful in some way. If it was, please like, share, and subscribe to Artemis Oracle. My name is Chen. I'm your reader, and I'm wishing you a great day ahead. Bye. I can't believe I said twat.